What's up, guys? Ronin Man here. I just doing a quick video, basically how I think about challenges, exercises, races, training, and stuff like that. And everybody's got different attitude, different experience, but I'll tell you mine, probably you never heard, so I'll just add it in the mix. Not saying it's the right way to do it or the only way to do it, definitely not. But I found it has its benefits, and I think it's one of those tools you want to have in your toolbox. Okay, so my strategy on exercises or like any kind of challenges is basically monkey see, monkey do. Okay, monkey see, monkey do. So monkey sees mountain, monkey climbs mountain, right? Monkey sees tree, monkey climbs tree. Monkey's friend, like at the last Vegas Summit, Edgar, he had a thing he was starting. It's called the pull-up challenge, and you're supposed to do 10 pull-ups. Now, again, in the monkey see, monkey do kind of mindset, is you're doing things that are right there, right now. Kind of like you're not planning. You're not trying to win either. You're just doing them. You're just like monkey see, monkey do. So when Edgar said that, I said, oh yeah, I should do pull-ups, right? Now, I don't do pull-ups. I never do pull-ups. So I don't do them in the gym. I'm not used to doing them. I don't never do them, but I don't know how often I do them, but maybe every several months or something, I'll do some pull-ups. Often at a summit, we'll grab a bar and try some pull-ups, but generally they're not something I do, right? So what do I do how do I think about it? So basically Edgar said, hey, I got this thing, the pull-up challenge, see if you can do 10. Now here's like the challenges. Okay, so me and Antoine, he's visiting, shout out to Antoine there, and he's like, oh, let's just do it on this bar. And we were at a playground next to a skate park in Scotts Valley, and the bar was slippery because it was painted, and it was slippery bar, and it was a big bar, so you couldn't really grab it, you couldn't really reach around it, you kind of had to balance on top of it. And on top of that, I had worked out that morning. I did my once a week workout, and I did pull downs. So I was thinking, I'm not going to look good, I'm not going to do a lot. This thing's slippery, people won't know. Like these are the things that you kind of have to overcome in your mind. Anyway, Antoine's like, let's do it here. So I'm like, okay, monkey see, monkey do. That was enough for me. Monkey is going to do it. So he did it, and he did 14, and I jumped up there. And honestly, even at my age, jumping up there was no small feat. Like, just jumping. As you get older, if you don't jump, this is something I'm going to work on, actually. If you don't jump, you lose it. You really do. Yeah, you fucking lose the ability to jump. Every older guy should start learning to jump again. I'm telling you, throw rocks, very important. Keep your arm healthy, and then just jump. Just whenever you see a chance to jump, just try a little jump here and there. So anyway, I did the pull-ups, and I posted them on Instagram, and I put them in the group chat for Edgar. And it was nice because I was kind of like supporting his thing. And also, Antoine was in the mood. I could have easily said, no, I don't want to do them now. I'm tired. I just went to the gym. I was super sore, right? So you're always going to have these kind of, people call them excuses, but I'm just going to say situations that are going to make you think, maybe another time, right? It's just another time. Instead, I jumped up. I didn't do perfect ones. If you look on the video, I was kind of like, moving around a little bit. I didn't go 100% straight arms on some of them. And you know what? It was good enough. And I was happy that I did it. I'm very happy. I don't know why. It's like these things, they just make you happy. It's the weirdest thing. That's the thing. It's like when you just kind of do the right thing, you'll find yourself feeling good. It's crazy. I mean, really. Totally. There's no logic to it, right? But anyway, the monkey see, monkey do. So no longer are you in a competition with other men. You're just kind of trying things, and you're just like, oh, everybody was doing wind sprints at the summit. I knew my knees were hurting. I'm probably going to have knee surgery on both knees. I've already done an MRI. I'm actually going to see a doctor. I got to finish this video quick because I'm going to see a doctor about my left knee right now. But I had all these excuses, and I sprinted with the guys, and it was beautiful. Every summit, I've done sprints that I remember, maybe not in Austin, but that I did sprints, I beat everybody. Like we did them in Florida, we did them in Boston. But this time was different. This time I was last place. And what happened was, you guys are getting better. That's what it was. I hadn't really changed much. But you guys are all getting with it. It was crazy. And when I realized that you guys were like getting in better shape, I was so happy I lost. I was last place out of like 5 guys or whatever it was. And even one guy gave us a little head start of like 5 meters, on one of the lines on the football field. And it was great. It was so great. I don't like to lose, but at the same time, I don't care about winning. It's weird. I don't know about you, but I've never really, winning has never been my big motivator ever. I guess I just don't, I always think to myself, like, who is this guy if I beat this guy? Like, what does this mean? I think maybe if I got a world record or, like an Olympic gold medal, I think maybe that would mean something to me. I'm sure it would. But just being the guy at work and ping pong, I just don't. I've never seen it as a win. I just always seen it as kind of like, it's kind of this I'm better than you kind of weird thing. I'd rather avoid it. In fact, I generally will let people beat me in golf, especially because I found that people are much nicer if they win, especially business. You always lose in golf, but lose just barely. Don't lose by a lot. This is some great golf advice, by the way. Play a good game, but just if you're gonna win, just have a bad hole. Just huck them in the river. Okay, so back to monkey see, monkey do. So yeah, monkey see, monkey do. Someone invited me to play golf. It's a little 9-hole course, not a real course, but it's a nice course actually. It's a fun course here in Santa Cruz, and it was my birthday, and he said, "Hey, you want to take you out to play some golf?" And I said, "I don't have left-handed clubs," and he's like, "I'm right-handed." So he called the place, and it was only $4 to rent clubs. Crazy. And so we played, and it was really, really fun. And I didn't play well either, because I hadn't played in a long time. I didn't play terribly either, to be honest, but I didn't play well for sure. But see, that's what the trick is. The monkey see, monkey do. You're just constantly hitting everything. You see a mountain, you climb it. You see this, someone invites you there, you go do it. You know what I mean? Bowling, you go bowling. You ping pong, you play ping pong. Jumping over something, doing push-ups, doing pull-ups. Whatever it is that's kind of in front of you, or somebody else is doing in front of you, or somebody challenges you to, or it's cheap, or you get a free ticket. Any of those things, try those things. And what'll happen over your lifetime, especially as you get cooler friends, they're going to be doing stuff. Like they'll be climbing mountains, they'll be in races, they'll be doing stuff, right? So then they'll be challenging you to cooler and cooler things, right? So it's a kind of a mix of things, right? Having friends that are active, just doing things in front of you. So like I remember, like you guys probably heard the story of the volcano in Indonesia. I was walking up the main road, and sure enough, there's like a volcano, like straight up the big road. You couldn't miss it, right? And I said, I'm going to climb that. Nobody wanted to go with me. They kept promising day after day. Finally, I just raised my hand in a restaurant and said, who wants to climb the mountain right now? And there was 2 guys, and they're like, yeah, no one wants to climb it. It's beautiful. We got to do it. We went up the mountain. It was unbelievable. There was hardly anything in any tourist books back then. This is 1990. There was just like a little bit. There's a volcano in this town, basically, is all it said. We went to the top. There was like lava, and we went down to the lava. Probably almost died from suffocation. Anyway, and then we came. It was a beautiful view. It was Indonesia, 1990, monkeys. It was crazy, man. It was beautiful. It was one of the memories of my life, really. But it was a monkey see, monkey do thing. I didn't have a big plan. And I just want to say, like, just kind of look around you at guys that make big plans. They kind of like, they're always in these big races that are important, they're always kind of like doing something where they get a medal, something where, and I think you'll find a fakery in most of them. There's like a fakery of exercise now. And I don't recommend getting into that. I guess how I would describe the fakery. The fakery is like you have this big plan. You're going to get a picture. You're going to pay an entry fee. You're going to do something that's known, like climb Everest. Now, I think climbing Everest would be cool if there was not many people there. Like for me, if I was just traveling through, like I was in Tibet. Here's the way I would climb Everest. I'm in Tibet, and I hear that there's a bus to climb Everest when there's no people. So let's say at some weird time or bad weather when no one wants to go, right? Then I would say, oh, okay, I'll go. right? And I like no training, and I would just try. And if I couldn't make it to the top, I'd turn around, right? I would go as high as I can. And that's the other misnomer, is that if you only get to the top, do you only see anything? That is total BS, because just going to base camp would be cool. Like, I'm just getting there, right? Seeing what the air feels like, seeing how much you can breathe, looking at the view, feeling the temperature, and realizing you are at Everest Base Camp. That's pretty cool right there. And then start walking, right? And you might surprise yourself, and I kind of do the same thing with climbing mountains and rocks. And this summer was, the other guys are starting to get it too. I was with Alex in Shimoda, and we went out to this little island you could walk across. There's like a jetty. It was a beautiful morning, man. It was me and Sean and Alex, and I can't remember who else went. But Alex just started climbing the mountain. And now that mountain, it was like an island rock. He's a rock climber. It's like a steep thing. But the thing about that was that the rocks fall off. So you got to like, if you do climb in places where no one climbs, which I do, you really need to get very, very good at kind of, and this is true with anything, when you go off the beaten path of life, you have to be able to judge the risks yourself. So you have to kind of be very, very good about knowing about how slippery something is, what are the likelihood this rock's going to come off, how to balance. Like when you rock climb, you don't just grab it, right? You look at which way it's the strongest, and then you use that part. You don't like pull it sideways when that might pull the rock out, right? So you kind of like learn to assess risk yourself. Now, a lot of people would not recommend this because you could easily fall and be injured or even killed, right? So I think that, to me, I think that's par for the course for man. I think man is supposed to do that. We're not here forever in life. This is like a temporary thing, right? And we want to enjoy it to the max. Now, I mean, like, you obviously don't want to fall, right? But at the same time, like, look at the choices, right? So you don't climb because it's not approved. Okay. You follow everything. You go to climbing gym, you got a rope on. Everything is done in a safe environment with lawyers. Or you go climb. Like, there's really no in between, really, It is smart to go with climbers if you're learning to climb. Like, I've climbed my whole life. So I have a good idea. So that's a good thing to do. Like, go climb with people who know more than you and be humble. That's one thing. But the idea that you shouldn't climb a wild place just because no one's done it. I mean, that's kind of how... Have you ever seen the movie Dirtbag? Oh, it's a great movie. I loved it. Dirtbag. It's about the guy who made the map for basically all the great climbs in the world. There's like one guy. He did them all first. And then he documented them. I thought that movie was fucking awesome. Dirtbag, man. Fucking high recommendation. Dirtbag. And Dirtbag is the bag that you put on your hands to get grip. But it's kind of like perfect for his life because he never has a job. He just climbs all the time. He sleeps in people's driveways. He'll like call his friend up and just like take out his sleeping bag, sleep in his driveway. Guy wakes up, sees him in the driveway, brings him in for a coffee, Like, this guy is classic, man. I love Dirtbag, man. I fucking love Dirtbag. That movie. We watched that in Austin. That was fucking the first trip. Oh, man. I don't know if anybody else could really understand that movie, but for me, that movie was just fucking gold, bro, gold. Yeah, make sure it's the climbing Dirtbag. There's probably some other Dirtbag movie. But anyway, so back to the thing. Monkey see, monkey do. So just see things and do things. And sometimes it means fixing things in your house. One time, I'll just end this because I gotta get to the doctor. But check my knee. The other thing was I was in Virginia, and I was with one of the guys, and he was doing an organic farm. You guys that listen to the channel, you remember these videos, right? Anyway, one night, he said, "Hey, if you guys want to help out, farmhand thing, we're going to go feed the cows in the mornings, move the fences." I had no idea what that meant. Anyway, I was like, okay. So I was like, I woke up, everybody else slept. It was me and him. And we went out, and what it was is the cows. I mean, it's funny. Some people don't know the basics. Cows eat grass, right? And these cows were organic, so that's what all they ate, pretty much. They had molasses and some other supplements, but basically grass. So what you have to do is they eat all the grass like a lawnmower, and then you have to like pick the fences up, the poles. You have to pull them up out of the ground and then pound them in the ground like 2 meters away. And you have to move the whole fence, each post. And as you pull one, you're kind of pulling the whole fucking fence, right? It is hard work, bro. You are sweating your ass off. And that was some of the best exercise I had on the tour. Because one, it was something I had never done. Two, is extremely challenging for somebody who doesn't do it. If you do it every day, you're going to get good at it, right? But someone who's never moved the fence, it's hard work. And I used a lot of my body, and I felt great. And it's that feeling that you did something you don't usually do. That's what it's all about. You're constantly finding things. That's why you're doing stuff in front of you. That's why you just kind of do stuff. It's not because it's inherently the way to go. It's because there's so many ways your body can get out of shape. And then you start to be a slob. And the thing is, you just go to the gym. That's great. You just go to yoga. That's great. But it's so much better if you work out and do yoga and walk and do shit that's in front of you and play sports when people invite you and climb a mountain, you know what I mean? And walk to the store and this and help a friend, build a fence and do this, and it's like you will find basically the abundance of life, okay, will present you with the things you need in order to keep yourself basically like Iron Man, where you don't really age. And your own brain is not enough. I told Sean this about food. He was planning his food too much, and he was very strict diet, same food every day. I said, you need variety, man. And I got him onto a nice salad bar, and they have endless variety. So every day you can get different things. You get soups. And he said he feels 10 times better. And that's the way it is. It's you don't rely on your brain. Sometimes you rely on the earth or a situation. Because no matter how smart you are, no matter how hard you try, you're just not going to get enough variety of food. That's why traveling is so great, because it forces you to eat different food. It forces you to get used to eating fish or whatever it is, right? So it's that variety. But what I'm saying is you don't have to try hard for the variety. You just have to be open to the variety. And remember, the very simple thing, monkey see, monkey do. So when you see something, go do it. All right. Thanks for listening.